This is a video about Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I'm going to put a link in the description to what he did at the onset of this coronavirus hysteria. And I was actually going to make a video about this back then, but then I just became so full of anxiety and stress over everything around me being destroyed that I never got around to doing it. But anyway, Neil deGrasse Tyson goes on TV, and in response to the onset of hysteria, he says that it's good that people are starting to listen to scientists. And this is what it all comes down to, is will people listen to scientists? And he promotes this Fauci as this brilliant scientist, as if he knows anything about the guy. And Neil deGrasse Tyson also says that what he says is valid because he's somewhat scientifically literate, and you know, plebs out there, you don't know anything about science, and we need to listen to scientists. And he's very clear about listening to scientists, not science, because what Neil deGrasse Tyson represents is authoritarianism. It's obedience to the state, it's obedience to corporations, and it's about not thinking. He presents a version of science which is anti-science, a version of science which is about science porn. It's about the type of people who click through on Facebook, like the I fucking like science page, and they just talk about how great vaccines are and GMO is, and anything that's put out there for corporations to make money, for government or corporations to suppress people in the name of science. They're all for. Oh, 5G, that's great, whatever it is. But that's like the major things right now: 5G, vaccines, GMO, using devices to track people, all of this. Oh yes, in the name of science we must progress, without any thought whatsoever into the ramifications of this, nor do they know anything about science. When Neil deGrasse Tyson goes on national television and tells people this is about listening to scientists, yet he very clearly doesn't know anything about the science, knows nothing about the subject whatsoever. What does it mean he's scientifically literate? He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. What does he know about Fauci? What does he know about these bogus projections that sent the country into this hysteria? What does he know about the bogus projections of not just the deaths, but the needing of ventilators? Is Neil deGrasse Tyson going on TV and apologizing for supporting this? Is he apologizing, for, adding to the hysteria? Is he apologizing for telling people to go along with something which right now is verified not true? No crazy doomsday coronavirus pandemic. CDC actually today took out 30,000 from the death list. So we have, what do we have officially? Like 37,000, much from New York, where they were just putting people on ventilators once their oxygen went down to 90 and left them in rooms to die. And we have people from the inside coming out about the horrible treatment of patients in New York and how the hospitals were killing them. Well, anyway, that's a bit almost of a side thing. What science did Neil deGrasse Tyson look at to justify this? Did he do a cost-benefit analysis? Did Neil deGrasse Tyson consider what the science says about how many people will die from the lockdown? How many people will die when you induce unemployment? How many suicides? How much anxiety? How much stress-related illnesses? How much abuse? How much physical, social abuse, sexual abuse, or all those types of things going on in the homes right now? Going through estimates of how many people this lockdown will die, from Gerald Celente's Trends Forecaster, over 500,000 in one simple estimate. That RFK came out with something early this week, putting it over 1 million for the next year. Is Neil deGrasse Tyson going to apologize for all the millions of people around the world who will die because of this, and the fact that he, without knowing anything, goes on national television and supports it and tells people they need to listen to scientists? He doesn't care about science. He cares about his authoritarian, mindset. He believes that most people are stupid. Therefore, it's up to the intellectuals like himself to tell people what to think. He does not promote science exactly. He promotes science porn. He promotes this idea that people are just dumbed down idiots and they should blindly listen to whatever authority says science is. And this isn't this exactly where we are. People like him all around the country. I mean, he's not the great leader. I don't know how many people really care about what he says. Well, these people are like, oh yes, the scientists on TV told me to do this, so I'm going to cover my face with some stupid fucking mask and shelter in place. We have this like cultural, religious devotion to what we are told is science. At the same time, we have these idiots like Neil deGrasse Tyson going on about how people need to trust scientists and not, religion and superstition, while they create their own religion around obedience to the state, about obedience to corporations. Since when has Neil deGrasse Tyson been critical of anything state or corporations do? I don't know. He doesn't really speak out against anything. He just goes along, runs around saying that people have to listen to science, that people should take what scientists say at face value. But he goes on national TV and he just says, well, something is scientific because one scientist said it is. He gives one source. And so to me, that what it really comes down to is he didn't say people need to listen to science. He said people need to listen to scientists. So I spent some time trying to put the video in this video, but I was having problems with my software, so I'm just going to put a link below.